Hello there, hello everybody, and welcome to another Thriving at Work Expert interview. And today I'm really thrilled to have Andy with me. Hello Andy, how are you?
Hi Claire, I'm really well. Thanks for inviting me to join you.
Andy, so I'll have to say your full name, because I always get it wrong. So it's Andy Lopata.
It sounds good to me.
There we go. You see, for some reason I said Lopata, but it's Lopata.
A lot of people do for some reason,
Yeah, funny.
though the spelling doesn't suggest that. But yeah, you did very well actually.
Thank you. Well, Andy, I mean, we met here in Jersey several years ago now. And I kind of fell in love with what you do. Shall I say with you?
Yeah, go for it. Not enough people say that. I'll take it.
and I kind of been stalking you ever since, haven't I? So
yeah, nice.
you've been, I mean, since when we met, and obviously you've been doing that for a long time as well. You've been doing networking. Mr. Networking in those days as well, we were calling you, and doing a lot in actually helping businesses to create better relationship within the organization. You're also very involved with the speaker associations, aren't you?
That's correct. Yeah, I'm on the board of the Professional Speaking Association for the UK and Ireland. I am responsible for the Fellows community, which is the top level of member.
Excellent. So I'll be creeping up my way up there in a few years, so hopefully.
I'm delighted to see you join. That's great.
Yeah.
We'll have to build the community on Jersey. See, we've got regional meetings for you.
Gosh, yes, that would be a next stage.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted I was just, when I started thinking about this interview, I thought I really have to speak to you and ask you about all the work you've been doing, because really, when we think about it, everything in life is about relationship, isn't it? And
yes,
what you do, you are now a relationship strategist. You help businesses within organization to create better relationships. So why is this so important? Why?
I think that if you look at most of the challenges and most of the objectives that businesses have, they can all be achieved more easily with the help of other people. So if you take if you ask a senior executive, for example, what are your biggest challenges? They'll probably talk about things like managing difficult change within an organization. They might talk about disruption in the marketplace or knowing what's going on in their clients' industries. They might talk about management and leadership issues, the importance of resilience. If you take each of these areas in turn and looked at it from the lens of how could other people help you, there's always going to be an answer where it's the journey for you is going to be so much easier with other people's support. And when you look at senior executive education, and I work with all levels, but when you look at senior executive education and the support that they're looking at, everyone looks for those hot topics of sustainability, which I didn't mention, leadership and so forth. Few people talk about professional relationships, but professional relationships are the foundation of our solutions. They make our life easier. So it needs to be treated with the same level of import as the challenge that you've actually got, because it's where the solution lies.
Well, yeah, and everything. So yeah, everything within an organization goes wrong because of miscommunications, misreading something, interpreting something in the wrong way. So is that what the kind of work you're doing now? You actually...
Not so much that, it's more about understanding where do you need to develop the strong relationships? Who do you need to have those connections with? And are your relationships deep enough that they will be there for you if you need them? I'll give you an example. I was speaking at a conference a couple of months ago, and the keynote speaker at the start of the day was the COO of IMEX. IMEX run two of the biggest expos in the world, 20,000 people at their events. And she was talking about how they have been working to make their events sustainable. And through her talk, she listed the different stakeholders in that process. So there were the teams within IMEX who all needed to be on board.
Mm-hmm.
There were the suppliers, so the venues, the caterers, the stand designers, the stand builders, the transportation services. You know, the amount of supply chain that's fixed around events with 15, 20,000 people attending is huge. They all needed to be on board. Simple things like convincing the caterers to provide water in a different, more sustainable way, or use paper straws, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got the clients, the people who are coming to the expos, and getting them to come on board with what you're trying to achieve.